Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, and today we are doing another team building battle, and today it will be Series 6. I know it's kind of weird on the channel right now, mixing Series 6 and Series 5 content. Series 5 mostly for that Players Cup 2, and then Series 6 just for rank ladder right now, and you know, a lot of people are pretty tired of Series 5, so doing some Series 6 content. Mix it in there. Anyway, we are building a team on Durant today. I like this Pokemon a lot. It's very strong. It has the ability Hustle, which is very, very strong, giving it 50% additional attack. We're going to give it Life Orb, stab moves. It's going to do a lot of damage, and we have a couple of really cool synergies that we're going to go off with. But first, YouTube moment. I noticed that a very small portion of my viewers are actually subscribed to the channel. So go do that. It would be very, very appreciative, and it's free and easy to do. And if you want to change your mind, you always can. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, into the content itself. So we have Durant Series 6 team. It's going to be good. So we have Life Orb, Hustle, very strong stuff. I think this Pokemon is really solid in this meta currently. You know, we have a couple of little problems here and there. We have Intimidate, which is annoying. We have, you know, Talonflame. You don't want to get tailwinded, like, because the whole thing about Durant is it's fast. He a fast boy. We're gonna be maxing our speed here, which is, you know, makes sense. We have Hustle, so we're gonna be doing a lot of damage. We're gonna be maxing our attack as well, as it probably is 100% necessary to do that because of a couple of certain calcs, and we'll be explaining those. Our last 4 is gonna go into HP because we're gonna be Dynamaxing pretty often. It's pretty cool stuff. Iron Head, I might go with X-Scissor, depends. It doesn't hit everything that hard this meta because we don't really have any grass Pokemon that are super relevant. Now, it is pretty relevant for things like Serena, and I think Talonflame Serena could be a really strong, you know, lead against Durant, so we shall see. Let's go ahead and look at a calc here. I do want to go ahead and show this calc because I think it's pretty relevant. I just ran this. Actually, somebody recommended to make a Durant team, and it was already on my radar to make a Durant team for Series 6, so I was like, all right, well, we'll do that today. So, pretty good stuff. Looking at this calc, it is really interesting. So, we have a 116 Defense Arcanine here with the Intimidate as well. Now, this is just like a random spread, but it is a pretty common spread. This is the one that a lot of people are using to deal with the Porygon Z. Now, even if it goes up here to 164, which is the other common spread, we are still doing enough damage here to take it out with a Max Quake of Stomping Tantrum as the root move, with Life Orb, Max Investment, and Hustle. Still taking it out, which is very good. We hit 109 to 128%, which is a guaranteed OHKO. That is big. Means we take out Arcanine without having to think about it too hard. So that's pretty good. Here we have Iron Head Scissor, or Iron Head X Scissor. You could go for 4 attacks. I'm going for Protect for the last attack, and then we'll have this be whatever coverage I need. It's probably going to land as Rock Slide, but we shall see. Now, let's go over to Pikalytics really quick and see what common Durants are using right now. Durant, it is number 33 in usage stats, which is pretty good. We have Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum is the attack we have to have on here. Yeah, might still run Rock Slide as well. We also have Thunderfang, which is really good, dealing with those bulky waters that may land as well. We might end up not using Protect because, well, you can't really use Protect that if you need like all your moves. You know, this is saying, hey, use everything other than, you know, of course, the Protect. Yeah. We were running Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum. Those 2 are guaranteed. Thunderfang seems like a really good idea. Rock Slide seems really good. X-Scissor seems good as well because it's stab. And then we have Protect. We also have things like First Impression, which can be used over X-Scissor, giving you more damage for your max move, but not being able to use it after your Dynamax ends. But Durant is a Pokemon that commonly will be attacked, targeted down pretty hard, so you're probably not going to be able to live past your Dynamax turns, which makes sense. We also have Superpower giving us that Max Knuckle, which could be good. Dig is an alternative to Stomping Tantrum, and then Crunch here for coverage as well. Pretty good moves here. In general, of course, you know, people are using Life Orb as the most common thing here. Hustle, obviously, and Jolly, of course, being as fast as possible. That all makes sense, and that's all what we're gonna do pretty much. Protect is a maybe for the team. You know, I definitely value Protect, and I very, very highly value Max Guard as well, but it does seem like we might want to use some other attacks. Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum. Those are the only ones that we know for a fact we are going to be using. So those are the only ones we're going to have for this second. Now, if we don't have anything that deals with Bulky Waters, Thunderfang will probably land as well. Whoops, I didn't mean to click that. We're taking these guys off of our team. Arcanine may come back. Talonflame is an idea, but probably not, because Tailwind isn't really needed. Durant is super, super fast. I mean, the only things outspeeding us is Raichu, Gengar, Weavile, Jolteon, Scarf Boys, Swift Swim Boys. Like, it's not that many Pokemon that are outspeeding, which is very, very good. I said, like, outspeeding. Very, very good stuff here. We want to outspeed everything, which is pretty much, you know, why we need this. So what else, what little holes do we want to patch up? Well, first off, this is what most people ran it with before. You know, Durant teams have seen good play, have seen regional tops pre-Series 5, pre-Series 5, pre-Series 6, and yeah, I mean, I think this is a really good thing. First off, Arcanine is a, you know, matchup that's pretty annoying. A lot of people will bring Arcanine into this matchup to intimidate this boy. You don't want this guy to get intimidated because its next few turns are going to be pretty mediocre compared to how good it is. I mean, Hustle with max attack is insane damage, but the Intimidate essentially just negates Hustle, which makes it, you know, just a pretty normal Pokemon, just a normal Pokemon, because our attack stat at 109 is not ridiculous, it's not insane. So negating that Hustle with an Arcanine is pretty annoying. Now, getting Milotic, the main reason Milotic is good so far, first off, competitive, very, very strong. Whenever it gets hit with any kind of stat drop, you gain 2 stat points. Not stat points. You gain +2 in special attack, which is very, very strong. You have very fast muddy water, or not very fast, strong muddy waters, strong scalds, strong icy winds. Whatever you want to do there can be good. Now, I like Milotic a lot for those reasons. I like it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do muddy water, and I think I'm probably gonna go for the coil set. So coil, hypnosis, and protect, or not protect, recover. So I think those are really good here. Probably leftovers, maybe a berry. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this is a very strong set. Coil giving you +1 defense and +1 accuracy, and also +1 attack, but that doesn't matter. +1 accuracy, making it so Hypnosis is useful at 2 +1 accuracies. So once you use 2 coils, Hypnosis is hitting 100% of the time, and after 1 coil, Muddy Water is hitting 100% of the time. Both are very, very, very good, of course. You know, Muddy Water being able to hit accuracy stat drops on both opposing Pokemon while also doing good damage to both Pokemon. And after a competitive, Muddy Water is doing very, very solid damage. Now, another really cool synergy here is Iron Head becomes Max Steel Spike, giving you +1 defense on both Durant and Milotic. Durant's defense is already very solid, so after, you know, 1 or 2 of those, then physical Pokemon are not doing much damage to Durant, which is very good. And Milotic's special defense is amazing as well. And then its defense is a little lackluster, but it's still really solid. And after 1 to 2 Max Steel Spikes and 1 to 2 coils, this Pokemon is not being touched by really anything. And then you have Recover, and easily Milotic, after a couple of buffs, is able to, you know, 1v2, 1v3, 1v4. I've 1v4'd with Milotic before. Milotic is a very, very strong Pokemon in that regard. Now, I used to always just go HP and defense for this Pokemon a lot of the time. We're going to be calcing it a little bit better here, just because the stuff that's good against it in the meta are a little honed down into a lot less than what it was before. Before, there were a lot more threats for Milotic. I mean, we have even things like Rillaboom as of not very long ago, although after, you know, all the big tops with Milotic, Durant, that was where they were. Anyway, so Durant, Milotic, what else do I want on the team? What else do we need coverage for? Well, I want something that can stop Trick Room. I want something with Fake Out. Gothitelle works really well here. It also traps Pokemon in, which is a good idea. This was also used on many of those teams as well that did one that, you know, got very high placements at regionals, you know, months ago, during the more early scenario of Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive VGC 2020. So Gothitelle is definitely something that's worth thinking about here. You could go for Shadow Tag. It's very good. Shadow Tag is just generically very strong, keeping them in, making so Durant can just take out whatever problem Pokemon there is, which is pretty good. We have Gothitelle here. Item, probably like a Colbur Berry, maybe a Kasib, something like that, most likely. I think that's a good option. Yeah, Fake Out is what we want. That's the name of the game here. Now we also have Imprison, Trick Room, Protect as an option. However, then we're never going to really be doing any damage, and I do want to have something that can do damage. So Fake Out, Psychic is an option. Protect, Trick Room could be a pretty solid set. Trick Room being able to Trick Room being able to deter Trick Room by resetting it if my opponent sets it. Durant doesn't like Trick Room, and Gothitel's Fake Out can't stop Trick Room. Now another option here is Taunt. We can taunt opposing Dusclops, which can be good, allowing for a Gothitelle Durant setup. Now if that happens and we run into a Dusclops and we taunt them, the Dusclops is pretty much out of commission. It's just Nightshading, which is not that much damage. It's not really relevant, so that's pretty good. We also then don't have Protect on 3 out of 6 of our Mons. So, I mean, we can still have Protect on Durant. We could also go for Protect on my low tick, but I really like this 4 set, so probably not. And then I really like this 4 as an idea for right now. So we may change that, but for now it's sticking. So what else do we want on the team? Well, I do want something else that can deal with, or that can be good under Trick Room. If we run Thunderfang on here, then Amoonguss is a little less good because we're going to be setting that electric terrain a lot. Now let's go ahead and run a couple of calcs real quick to see if Thunderfang is even really worth it. Okay, so here we see a pretty good calc overall. Still not enough to just take out Durant, not enough to just take out Primarina, which is a little unfortunate. We have 252 attack, Life Orb, Hustle, Durant, Max Lightning with 120 base power off of the root move Thunderfang here, as you can see, into a 252 HP for defense Primarina, hitting 79 to 93%, which is a lot of damage, a guaranteed 2-hit KO, but it is not enough to just take the knockout, which is kind of what I'm leaning for, wanting on the team. Makes a lot of sense. I want to take out Primarina, no problem. This gives us a little bit of a problem. Now we do have Helping Hand as an option for Gothitelle, making us Gothitelle Max Lightning, hitting into the Primarina for 118 to 140% damage, which is a guaranteed OHKO, which is good, very good. But then we have to have Helping Hand on our set of Gothitelle, which I'm not super against. Or we could have Helping Hand on another Pokemon and then not have the Gothitelle open. But then if we expect them to bring Primarina early or late, we have to have really optimal positioning. So that makes it a little bit harder to play. We can't really just play mindlessly, which I'm okay with because, you know, I feel competent when I'm playing the game, and I'm cool with having to play a little bit differently throughout the game with that in mind. But a lot of the time, I'd rather just have a more free endgame, and I think Gothitelle will land in that slot very frequently. So I think maybe putting Helping Hand on Gothitelle could be good. Let's double check we can get Helping Hand. Yeah, we can. I thought we could, but yeah. Fake Out, Psychic, Trick Room, Taunt is a really good set for it, however. So yeah, we'll keep that in the back pocket. Helping Hand does get us there. So if we go for the Thunderfang with Helping Hand, we are taking out Primarina, which is very good, but is it enough? Let's look at a Lapras Calc as well. So Lapras is a pretty basic calc. We'll go to 4 defense first, or 4 HP, 0 defense real quick, just to make sure that happens. It is a little bit bulkier than Lapras, so if it is the fighting Lapras, the offensive Lapras, here we have a pretty good calc. Our Helping Hand Durant, Max Lightning here into a 4 HP, 0 defense Lapras at 424 HP. This is maxed, hitting 102 to 121, which is a guaranteed OHKO, which is very good. So let's definitely put Helping Hand somewhere on our team and on a Pokemon that we think would be optimal to lead against Lapras and Pokemon of the sort. Now, of course, you know, Talonflame plus Lapras is going to be kind of annoying because they can set Tailwind and then attack our Durant before it can play the game. And as you can see here, Max here without any investment. Well, it has a little bit of investment, 156 special attack investment, but not modest, not damage, no life orb, not max invested. It is still boasting an easy guaranteed OHKO. We are not Dynamaxed, so that's something. 252 here. Let's go ahead and modest and life orb. I like that. I like that. I like our matchup with Lapras, actually, with Helping Hand and Gothitelle, because even if they go for it, the Tailwind, then we can go ahead and Fake Out turn 1 into the Talonflame and then be in a pretty decent spot. So I think Fake Out here, Psychic, Trick Room, and Taunt is really, really strong. If we don't have Taunt on this Pokemon, we should have Taunt somewhere else because Trick Room is very, very annoying. And of course we can Trick Room, but oh well. I think maybe we should just not have Trick Room on Gothitelle and just not that. Go for Taunt and then go for Helping Hand actually as well. I think this could be a really solid set. Of course, we won't have any Trick Room option, but that's okay. We have Taunt, which is very good. Gothitelle then is a Fake Out, Taunt, and Helping Hand user, which is 3 things that we need, 4 relevant calcs and 4 relevant Pokemon. Being able to do Taunt Dusclops is very good. Now, of course, there is a pretty annoying setup here. Amoonguss, Dusclops. Now, I've talked about how I don't like that lead. I don't think it's very strong. It doesn't exert any offensive pressure. And if your opponent sets Electric Terrain, you know, Amoonguss doesn't do much. You lose multiple of your Trick Room turns, and then you kind of just waste a lot of time doing things while your opponent's doing things already. Now, obviously, it can be used effectively, having something really strong in the back, making it so that it does exert pressure after turn 1, or maybe even after turn 2. But I think it's okay, and I think that's a fine matchup, because we also have that Thunder Fang to set that max Lightning so that we have the terrain so we can't just be spored, which is very good. So I think this is good. Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum, Thunder Fang, one other attack potentially, but for now, we're going to leave it blank. We have this set finished. Milotic set good. Gothitelle set good. Let's go ahead and run some calcs for Milotic real quick. Okay, so as we see here, we have 252 plus attack Zarina with max Overgrowth, 140 BP, based off of the Root Move Power Whip, which is its best, you know, highest attack grass move, hitting into our 252 HP, 252 plus defense Milotic, not Dynamax, because we're not intending to Dynamax this Pokemon very frequently, hitting 101 to 120%, which is a guaranteed OHKO, which is very unfortunate. However, if we lead Durant plus Milotic, Durant will then give it a +1 defense, which is very, very good, allowing us to probably take away a little bit of defense investment, which is what we want to do. So let's go ahead and take away a little bit here. All right, so we can go all the way down to 68 defense investment with Bold Nature and then still be able to guaranteed live a max Zarina at all of these damage boosters and stuff at 83 to 99, which is guaranteed to guaranteed we live. So that is something that we can definitely do. Go down to 68 if need be. Now, we're going to check some other calcs, and we'll probably need to invest a little bit more, and we don't really want to go down to 1 HP anyway, so we'll see exactly how it goes, but this is the lowest we can go to live Zarina, and Zarina is one of the most used grass Pokemon, if not the most used, so yeah. Let's check another calc, though. Alright, so here we have Jolteon Life Orb Max Lightning off of the Root Move Thunder, so it's its most damage dealing attack, hitting 113 into our 252 HP, 0 special defense Milotic. So I would like to invest a little bit to deal with the Jolteon. So the most we can get to here, as you can see, we're at 252, so we'll have to change nature. But if we do change nature here to something, I don't know, like sassy or something, well, I guess we wouldn't go sassy, we would just go for special defense plus and then minus, you know, probably just attack. So we'll go for like calm nature here. This is definitely the right nature if we go for that. And as you can see here, we can minimize the damage down to 12.5 chance to OHKO and 86 to 101, but that's kind of bad, if you can tell, because then we have to invest 252 plus into special defense Milotic, and then we don't have that for Zarina. So it's impossible for us to minimize this to no chance, so we're just going to leave it at any chance because, you know, if we have 68, so we have maximized this, still keeping 68, but we need to add more anyway, so Jolteon is just a dead thing. Jolteon's just going to kill our Milotic, and there's nothing we can do about that, but I believe Jolteon's not a bad matchup. Durant does deal with that pretty well. Let's just make sure real quick that Jolteon doesn't body Durant. And it does do a lot of damage. It's very, very relevant damage, actually. Special attacking Life Orb, Jolteon Max Lightning, into our Durant, maxed Durant, Dynamax Durant, hits 90 to 107, which is a 43% chance to OHKO. So we should definitely have something that can deal with that Pokemon. Obviously, we deal with it with this guy, you know, running Stomping Tantrum. It's definitely going to kill. I didn't even have to run that calc. This is Dynamaxed. It's super dead. This is without Life Orb, like it's super dead. But we have to deal with that somehow. So we could potentially, you know, like fake out, but if a Dynamaxes, it's different. So we have to supplement that matchup somehow. Now we could maybe go with like a Raichu with Lightning, or Lightning Rod or something for that, because Shadow Ball, as we see here, is not going to be boasting enough damage to do that. We have Life Orb, Max Phantasm 130 into our boy 56 to 66, which is not enough to even really care that much. I mean, obviously it's a chunk of damage, but yeah, we can't really do anything about that. So yeah, we're gonna need some kind of like Lightning Rod or something if we want to deal with Jolteon specifically. If not, we can run something else that can deal with it. But honestly, the Pokemon's pretty oppressive right now and very, very strong. And honestly, I'd be okay with Lightning Rod anyway, because Milotic can be a secondary win con, and having Lightning Rod for that makes it only grass worried by. That's not something that people say. But yeah, we can definitely run that. So let's go ahead back over to our build here. I put in 68 plus here, as you can see. That's enough to go for that Zarina, but we're just gonna max it. Now that we're not worried too much about special attacking Pokemon, I'm just gonna max the special defense there. Add the last 4 into special attack. Maybe it should go into special defense, but we're gonna go into special attack. And don't forget the fact that Max Quake here also gives us a +1 in special defense, making Milotic not that bad actually in general. Now, adding Raichu is actually pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and look up Lightning Rod as a filter and see if there's anything else we'd rather run. Now, Marowak Alola is an option. It would give us a fire Pokemon, which is really good. Also Ghost, which is pretty cool because, you know, you can make a switch for Fake Out from Gothitelle. If your opponent runs like a faster Fake Out Pokemon, you can switch that out turn 1. Go into Marowak Alola, cover yourself with Lightning Rod, and then also you then have a very fast or a very strong offensive Pokemon, and a Pokemon that can be good under Trick Room. So that is definitely an option. Not one that I think I'm leaning towards. Not Max Lightning. Not one that I'm leaning towards here. So we're going to look at some Lightning Rod Pokemon once again. Now, there are not very many. As you can see here, we have Marowak Alola, we have the Pikachu line, we have Pinsirchin, and Rhyperior. None of these Pokemon sound like it's something that I really want on my team, so I think I'm leaning mostly towards the Raichu just because it has Fake Out, it has Nuzzle, it has multiple things that can be used as good tools for our team. We could run it Focus Sash. Focus Sash is not already spoken for on our team, so it makes a lot of sense to me to just go for a Raichu on this team. Milotic likes it. Milotic likes it. Durant likes it for that Jolteon matchup, which is pretty niche, but it will come up, especially with Wolfie's team going around being very, very highly used. So I think it's pretty good here. Durant, Milotic, Gothitelle, Raichu. I like that. Now we have a pretty big weakness of ground typing now, destroying Raichu and Durant. So I would like to have some kind of flying type Pokemon that can also utilize that that Lightning Rod from the Raichu. So let's look at a flying type Pokemon that I think I might want. The first one that comes to mind is Corvo Knight, because it would like those special or defense and special defense drops, buffs, I mean, from the Max Steel Spike and Max Quake here as well. But then we have double Steel on our team, which is really weak to things like Arcanine. And of course, Durant does deal with that, as we were saying before, but I still don't really want a big, hefty weakness of Fire type on our team. So, but we do have Milotic as well. Muddy Waters deals with those pretty well. Regardless, let's look at other flying type Pokemon and see exactly what we may want on the team. Alright, looking over this, I have a few in mind. We have Charizard here, which could be good. Charizard G-Max is very, very strong, but then we're only going to be bringing that or Durant. Now, we have pretty much all these are I just got rid of that tab. Pretty much all these are pretty supportive Pokemon overall. We can go with Raichu, pretty similar to the Sage and Park build we saw with Volt Tackle and just damaging moves in general, plus Fake Out, of course, and use it as more of a Lightning Rod, more of an attacking Pokemon. He saw Fake Out on his team, of course, but he didn't have Nuzzle. So it didn't really take much of a supportive role. And of course, we can set our own terrain to make Raichu do a lot of damage with Volt Tackle and take out these bulky water Pokemons even better than Durant could potentially himself. But of course, we would have to set up that terrain and deal with those Pokemon anyway. So Helping Hand plus Durant, Max Lightning, it seems like our best way to deal with things like Primarina. And Raichu is a pretty interesting Pokemon on our team. So we have this core. Let's go ahead and add Corvo Knight to our team, I believe. I think that's what I'm leaning towards here. Probably Corvo Knight G-Max. No, not Corvo Knight G-Max, because I'd rather actually have the other attack, I think. What does Corvo Knight's G-Max move do? G-Max, what is it called? Alright, so I have found my way to Cerebi itself to find this Wind Rage move here. This move removes the effect of all screens, which is very strong in a meta that is flooded with Grimmsnarl and Lapras. So I think I am actually going to go for that in favor of that instead of, because it is the flying type move, instead of the other move. I think that could be good. Now we're going to go for Bulk Up. Potentially other attacks. We'll go for Bulk Up, Tailwind. That way we have an alternative speed engine. And then also dual stab, so we're going to go for Iron Head here and Brave Bird. I think that makes a lot of sense to have on this team. This will probably be a berry to heal up a little bit, maybe like a Pinch Berry, maybe even Citrus Berry, I'm not sure. But Raichu covers that, and then these Pokemon are covered by Milotic pretty well, especially since Arcanine is one of the main Fire-type Pokemons that we see in the meta, so yeah, it's pretty good. Now, of course, we have a weakness to Talonflame here, but we do have Fake Out, which is very good. And then Durant could have Rock Slide here just to take that out. But we do also have Thunderfang, which could be more useful. Yeah, now that I've thought about it, I think Thunderfang probably is more useful to take out those flying type Pokemon. It is kind of annoying though, because we can lose to our own Lightning Rod. So maybe we actually do want to just go for Rock Slide on here as the last move. Not Rock Blast. Rock Slide here could be of pretty good usage here. I mean, that is just the 4 moves that are most used. So Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum, Thunderfang, Rock Slide. I like this team overall now. I think my last member is just going to be Arcanine. I think it makes a lot of sense to have that. Maybe go for a Citrus Berry, maybe go for Safety Goggles, maybe go for... I'm thinking probably Safety Goggles so that we can deal with Gothitelle. Why did I say Gothitelle? So we can deal with Amoonguss a little bit better. I mean, obviously we don't have too bad of a matchup. With Amoonguss anyway. We set terrain, which is very good, makes it so Spore doesn't matter. We have a flying type. Brave Bird is very strong after a bulk up. We're probably taking out Amoonguss anyway. So we definitely have different ways to deal with it. We have dual Fake Out, which is very interesting for the team. I think it's pretty solid. I think I like this team a good bit. Now Arcanine is going to be our supportive boy. We have a multi-hitting move on Arcanine. We have one on Milotic. Both are pretty good. Or a multi-targeting move, which is very solid. We have Heat Wave. We'll go for Snarl. We'll go for Will-O-Wisp and Protect. I want to have Protect on all 3 of these Mons. So let's go ahead and fill that in. Without Protect on any of these 3 Mons, I think Protect is very useful to have on multiple. And maybe we should go for that instead of Tailwind. I'm leaning. But I think with the overall hyper offense of Durant, I think we're probably okay to not have Protect on too many Mons. So we're going to go with Protect on 2 Pokemon. Let's go ahead and fill out some of these sets here. We have Speed. We're going to put that at 220. Give it Timid Nature so that we can be as fast as we need to be here, outspeeding Porygon. Z, of course, this gives us a pretty solid matchup against PZ with this team. Corvo Knight doesn't really care about it. Durant doesn't have the greatest time with it. But Arcanine, Snarl, fast Snarls will help. Let's go ahead and check a calc real quick to see our PZ matchup with Durant. So I'm not really worried about the PZ matchup, to be honest. We have Adaptability Max, Special Attack, Life Orb, Max Strike with the root move of Hyper Beam into our 4 HP Durant, but it is Dynamaxed. It still hits only 75 to 88%, and that's pre-Fast Snarl from our Arcanine. So I don't think we have really too much to worry about with the PZ matchup, so I'm not going to worry about it any farther. I am still going to go with the spread that we have been using, which is 164 here. 4-4. This gives us a very solid matchup against PZ. Makes it so we don't even have to go for the Durant archetype. For that, we can go for Corvo Knight as our bulk up, destroy people build. Now, both of these are great synergies for Milotic. It's going to be a very Milotic-centric team, with Durant and Corvo Knight being very good damage-dealing Pokemon as well. It makes me kind of want to use Arcanine not really as a supportive Pokemon, more of an attacking Pokemon that we've seen on Sage and Park teams, or Sage and Park's team very recently. It's actually, I'm taking a lot of inspiration from that, being Raichu and Arcanine potentially being not a supportive boy. We already have a lot of supportive Pokemon. Milotic is more so supporting, not really supportive, but more so like an alternate win con. We also have Gothitelle, which is a very supportive role. And then we also have Raichu, which is a fairly supportive role. We're going to go with Protect here, and then we're going to go with Volt Tackle. Doing damage is what we want. Fake Out, Volt Tackle. What was the last move? Sajin Park's team had Brutal Swing as the last move. That's not what we're going to be going for. That doesn't really make much sense on our team. He had it because he had a Ghost type Drift Blim and Decidueye and Protect on multiple Pokemon. Protect is very, very useful. I like to have it on at least like half my team, and only being on Raichu and Arcanine is pretty interesting. And honestly, I'm starting to lean making Arcanine offensive instead, and then using maybe like AV or something. We're going to go with Safety Goggles for now at least. Doing damage is very, very good. We do have Corvo Knight, so that like a flying type Pokemon, in which case Arcanine is there to be good. Now, of course, ground type actually kind of rolls this team. We have Arcanine, Raichu, and Durant all just being destroyed by that typing. Raichu, of course, has Focus Sash, which is very good, and Arcanine, of course, dies, and so does Durant. So, yeah, but honestly, like Durant's after a couple of boosts, we're probably okay. So this is what we're going to go with. I think I'm going to get rid of Tailwind. I think I'm going to go for Bulk Up or Protect instead. I think it's actually just going to help us more. So this is the set we're going to go for: Bulk Up, Protect, 2 of these. Pretty good stuff. Let's go ahead. Actually, and there's also like a little piece of me that wants to like go for like Weakness Plus, the Corvo Knight strats. I don't really know how that works, so I'm not going to do it now. But I think like that could be cool. Let's go ahead and set up a Pinch Berry for Corvo Knight. After a bulk up and then maybe some boosts, Corvo Knight will see he'll be pretty good. Our team is very, very, very support heavy. We only have 1 offensive Pokemon that we're going to be bringing. I doubt we're going to bring both these Pokemon very frequently. I guess we can, because like I said, you know, Fire type doesn't really bother Milotic or Arcanine, and then that requires us to bring those 4 Pokemon a lot of the time, though. So it is, you know, a little interesting. Maybe Arcanine isn't the best Pokemon for the end of our team, and maybe we'll go for a more offensive Pokemon that does have or that like Fire type attribute as well, or at least fire coverage. So that could be good. I'm thinking about it a little bit more here. We could go for another offensive Pokemon that doesn't have to Dynamax or really even be there, but exert pressure without even being there. And I'm not sure what to do for that actually, so I'm thinking about that. So let's see. Trick Room can give Durant Milotic a difficult time. We could put the Tailwind here as well. I think I'm going to. I think we're going to go for Tailwind here instead of Protect. This is a little risky, but I think we want to have a Pokemon back in here. Bye-bye, Arcanine. I'm sorry, I love you, but it doesn't fit on this team. That's my honest opinion. I don't think it works that well on the team. We want a physical, attacking, damage-dealing Pokemon. Potentially, you know, like something like Conkeldurr could be on the team. I also kind of thought Sylveon. That's not physical, but it doesn't really have to be physical because we have Durant, Raichu, and Corvo Knight, all 3 being physical already. What do we want Raichu to have for our last move? Maybe Brick Break. That sounds pretty good. We are regular Corvo Knight instead of G-Max Corvo Knight, so I think Brick Break makes a lot of sense to have here. Just dealing with Lapras and stuff pretty well. I like that idea. Talonflame could work here. That is an option. We also have Terrakion that I'm kind of considering, but once again, it'll contribute to our ground weakness, in which case now, you know, I was cool with Arcanine though, so Terrakion should work as well. That can be a great Safety Goggles partner as well. No beat up on our team. What if Raichu got beat up? That would be cool. It doesn't. Unfortunate. Terrakion could work. Terrakion could definitely work. It's a pretty fast Pokemon. It's very offensive. It does good damage, but it's another Pokemon that could get intimidated, which is unfortunate. It doesn't have to max, but it does like to max. It could run Coaching, which could be really good for our Corvo Knight and our Durant. It's faster than both. Actually, it's not as fast as Durant. It's just barely slower, am I right? I might be wrong. 108 and 109, right? Yeah. Just barely slower. Coaching is not going to be working for our Durant, at least not turn 1 immediately. Now, it does work for Corvo Knight and Raichu as well, making our Volt Tackles very, very strong potentially as well. Just barely outspeeding, right? 110. No, Terrakion doesn't outspeed Raichu either. Coaching isn't really something that I care to have on my team then. What else can we use potentially? Serena's an option. Serena is definitely an option. How do we deal with beat up strats? But we have Fake Out here, which is good, but it's not as fast as Weavile, so we can Fake Out the Weavile and then double, but we can't if it's that in that exact positionment. Now, Durant does pretty well against that. So honestly, this could be Serena. I think I kind of like that being Serena, actually. We go for Queenly Majesty here. Now we have another Pokemon that doesn't really care about that, but it does care about Fire type, which is pretty scary against these Pokemon. However, we do have Mirror Armor here, which is good for Intimidate. Put that back onto the Arcanine. We've seen a lot of physical Arcanines recently with Intimidate. We also have Milotic to just say, hey, don't bring your Fire type, which is very good. Serena makes sense. Serena also doesn't make complete sense. What else do we want on our team? I think we've landed. Azumarill, huge power. It can't run Life Orb, but that's okay. We're going to run it with Assault Vest. Then we only have one Protect. Goodbye, Corvo Knight's Tailwind. It's going back to Protect now. Gothitelle really wants Protect here as well. I think that could be really solid on here, but whatever. It's okay. Now, Gothitelle, Kasib, or Colbur, which one? I've done some thinking. I think Colbur is it. I think Colbur is our culprit. Colbur is our culprit. Shut up. Anyway, so item. We're going to go for Assault Vest. We're going to go for Huge Power. Do big damage. Let's go for some good moves. Liquidation. We're going to go for Aqua Jet. We're going to go for... Oh, this could also be Urshifu, but I really like Urshifu with Sash or Life Orb. I'm not a big fan of Assault Vest Urshifu. Now, that's just player preference. You could definitely try that on this team. Whatever. Let's go for Play Rough as well. And then one last attack. What is Azumarill's last attack going to be if it's Assault Vest? Could be Steel Roller. Could be Super Power. Could be Ice Punch. Could be Bounce. Could be Paris Song. Can't be Paris Song. I think it's probably going to be Super Power. Now, why? I don't know. That's just how I feel. So, that's what we're going to do. Pretty good stuff. Attack. Huge Power gives us double attack. So, our attack stat is actually, like, realistically 100. So, I think I'm going to go for this. Pretty basic. I'm not going to min our speed because I'm going to try to taunt away Trick Room. I'm going to try. But worst comes to worst, we have a medium Trick Room Pokemon down here. It's fine. 4 into defense. We're going to go for that Brave Nature. Not really. We're adamant. Like I said, no, we're not worried about speed. Pretty good stuff. I think Azumarill is going to be probably good on our team. It's going to be good on our team, I think. Also, we have Super Power. We can max this Pokemon, and we probably will be maxing this Pokemon. And if you have this side by side with Corvo Knight or Raichu and Super Power, and then you have these Pokemon, that can be good. Now, Corvo Knight is a little bit faster than Azumarill, so you know, Super Power the next turn will really be what it comes down to. But I think that's okay. We don't have Max Guard on Azumarill, which is unfortunate, but I think that's okay. Corvo Knight, let's go ahead and set up a Corvo Knight set. Alright, so first thing that I'm looking at here is to beat Serena. Now, we have Corvo Knight at Helping Hand, Max Airstream with 108 attack, +1 from a bulk up, hitting into the Serena. Max Serena, hitting 100 to 118, which is a pretty good calc, but that is Dynamaxed. Now, if it does not Dynamax and we don't have Helping Hand, still destroying that stupid Leaf girl. And what even is it? What even is that? It's just a lady. It's just a random lady. Anyway, so Helping Hand into its Dynamax form, we're still taking it out, which is pretty good. Let's look at some other random calcs, things like Clefairy. Alright, here we have our Corvo Knight without +1. We don't want to have to bulk up this turn because we want to take out the Clefairy immediately so that Porygon Z isn't able to just get a lot of mileage off of it right next to it, and also so any Pokemon next to it can't just get a lot of mileage while Corvo Knight is sitting there doing other things. Now, of course, this is a Helping Hand strat, but without Helping Hand, we'd have to be Adamant and a million Nature, or Adamant plus a million EVs, so yeah. Also, it's a pretty rough Eviolite calc for Clefairy. It's just 252 HP and 252 plus defense. I just wanted to make sure, so I think this is pretty good. but with Helping Hand. So if we start Gothitelle Corvo Knight against the PZ lead, then we go ahead and attack into it with Corvo Knight, which is pretty good. Hitting 101 to 119, it's max Steel Spike, so then we're going to get some benefits, which is pretty good. A couple of little bennies here and there. Pretty good stuff. Take out Clefairy. I like this spread. I think it's pretty good. What else? What else do we need to hit Corvo Knight with? Or hit with Corvo Knight? The answer to the question I just asked is Amoonguss. Now, how much... what is a relevant spread for Amoonguss right now? I am probably, you know... it's dead. It's dead is what I'm saying. 204. Now, this is with Helping Hand. So, you know... hopefully it has a lot less calc. But if we go for, like, bulk up, you know... we have a decent chance to be good against Amoonguss. Now, of course, we're probably going to be using, you know, Max Durant a lot more of the time than Corvo Knight. So a lot of these Max Calcs are kind of weird. But I think, you know, after, you know, 1 to 2 bulk ups, we're looking pretty good. Now, of course, I think Corvo Knight needs Roost on this set, but we don't get to. That's okay, though, because I think Milotic has a really good chance. Now, of course... you know, Azumarill and Milotic patch up our weakness against Fire type, which is very good. You know, Arcanine is still really good against our team, intimidating our Azumarill, Raichu, and Durant. But overall, I think it's not that bad of a set. So we're going to go for this, 250 to 204 into defense, and then the rest, I'm just going to pour somewhere. Probably into our special defense here, 52. And then we're going to go for that Calm Nature, which is good. Or Careful Nature, rather, because that's what we are looking to do. Now, if we max, we can live a lot of stuff. I think maxing Corvo Knight is going to be pretty used a lot of the time. Bulk up with Gothitelle can be good. Raichu can cover our Corvo Knight, Azumarill, and Milotic strat, which is very, very good. I think Raichu is a pretty important Pokemon in this. We're going to go for max speed and max special attack, 4 into HP. We're going to go for plus nature here, minus into attack, being that timid nature. We have everything done now except Gothitelle's spread. So let's go ahead and figure out a good spread for Gothitelle. So here we have the... it's Pingoro, but it's not actually Pingoro. It's actually the Urshifu, the Dark Urshifu. This is Wicked Blow. I know it says Dark Pulse, but we set it up to be physical, also crit, which is good. Hitting 83 to 98, giving us a guaranteed survival with that 252 HP, 36 defense, and Colbur Berry. Which is really good. Guaranteed 2 KO. We guaranteed live the Wicked Blow. That is the one move that we really needed to live with Colbur Berry. I think everything else is pretty much whatever. So I'm just going to put that into defense, the rest into special defense, and the rest into HP. 252 HP. And then, yeah. So we're going to go from there. 252 HP, 36 into defense, the rest into special defense with that Careful Nature. Yeah, or Calm Nature rather. So yeah, that's what we're going for. Durant, Milotic, we have Gothitelle, we have Raichu for support for our Corvo Knight and Azumarill, and Milotic. Gothitelle has Fake Out, it also has Taunt to stop those Trick Room Pokemon. Helping Hand, we have a lot of really important Helping Hand calcs with Corvo Knight and Durant, both being the main Pokemon that we're doing damage with. Now we also have Azumarill here for damage as well. Assault Vest is pretty good. Not enough Protect. That is the one downside of this team so far. Milotic and Durant is really good. Milotic can be a pseudo win con, which is very, very strong. Not really a pseudo win con, more so just a win con. I think it's very, very strong. Currently in our meta, we do have a lot of really strong Pokemon, of course, and yeah, Durant, Milotic is very strong. I think, you know, I like it. I like this team. I think it's pretty good. It puts on a lot of pressure. We can coil up really easily up if we go against like Dracozolt, which would be a scary matchup for Milotic. We lead Durant, Milotic, bring Raichu in the back. They're going to attack the Milotic. If they attack the Durant, we get a free coil up and then switch into Raichu, live with Focus Sash, and then, yeah, what else? You know, whatever else is best in that matchup. We've Gothitelle Taunt for Trick Room, which is good. Helping Hand calcs are very, very strong. Psychic is just good damage as well. Corvo Knight can be our other max Pokemon that we intend to max a lot with Bulk Up and then Max, which is very good. We also have a Azumarill that can max, which is very strong. Huge power. It's not Life Orb, which I am sad about, but Durant needs it more. So yeah, I think this is a pretty cool team. So let's go ahead and play a game real quick. All right, so we are in it. We see PZ Clef immediately. That makes a lot of sense. This is something that a lot of players are playing and have been playing very frequently. Now we also have a very strong Trick Room mode as well. He could go for Dusclops plus Clefairy lead. That makes a lot of sense. I still think I want to go for Durant Milotic here. Milotic is a little bit afraid of the PZ rather, or Mind You, so maybe we shouldn't go for that. Durant does deal with it pretty well. I think also we could go for like Gothitelle Corvo Knight, take out the Clefairy. That could be a really good option as well. Going for that max attack with Corvo Knight right off the bat. Gothitelle Corvo Knight seems very solid to me. Now, we don't really need Raichu. Raichu actually doesn't really do much for us in this matchup. I think Azumarill's good. He sets Trick Room. It underspeeds his Urshifu and PZ. So anything, and the Dracovish. So anything in the back, you know, it deals with pretty well. It could be a Dracovish that's set for Trick Room. That has potential, but I don't think it's likely. Milotic seems pretty solid in the back here as well. You know, dealing with the Raichu, or the Rhyperior, not really caring about it in general. Durant's not a Pokemon that you're going to bring in the back ever. It's a lead, and that's really it. Or you can bring it in the back and then bring it in, but you have to Dynamax it. And Raichu doesn't really make so much sense, so we're going to bring Milotic in the back. We see Clefairy Rhyperior lead, which is a very interesting lead. Gothitelle, I think we'd just go... Taunt is a really good option here. Definitely a very, very solid option into that Clefairy. Now, Helping Hand guarantees that the kill on Clefairy, and then also gives us a +1 on our defense against Rhyperior. So I think that's what I want to go for. Helping Hand plus Iron, or the max Steel Spike into the Clefairy. And this is a weird lead. That's a really weird lead. But I think I'm going to do that. Ally Switch here could be really annoying, but we see Helping Hand. Stone Edge, it misses, which is really good for us, but it wasn't going to do too much damage anyway. We take out Clefairy pretty easy. Now we are 1.5 times defense and special defense, or defense on both Pokemon, which is good. Now, Porygon Z is a little annoying. We don't have any way to really do much to that, which is annoying. Now, I could go for Fake Out. I could go for a Switch here. I think I want to go into Milotic potentially. Porygon Z is pretty annoying against my Pokemon. We could also go for a Helping Hand, but I don't think we're going to be able to take out anything with that. Yeah, it looks like Porygon Z is going to max most likely, and the max attack is really bad. So this is where I should have brought Raichu, because now it's a little scary. I'm not going to lie. Now it's a little bit scary. We're going to switch out into Azumarill and go for a guard here. I think this is going to be really useful for our team. He maxes PZ. He's going to Electric into our Corvo Knight, Max Lightning into the Corvo Knight, and then now this next turn, we can apply pressure to the Porygon Z either way, no matter what, because his Lightning is going to do a lot of damage. That's what we know. But Superpower into the Porygon Z does a lot of damage as well. Azumarill will live most likely, and I think Corvo Knight may live. But both of them could die, actually. AV is very good, but I think either one could die. Now, we can go for more damage into it. In Porygon Z, you know, either one of these is doing a good bit of damage. I think Airstream's probably our best bet, since it's going to go for a Lightning anyway. Instead, and then we can get fast, like pretty fast. So I think that's what we're going to go for. He goes for a Strike into Azumarill, which we do live. Mirror Armor going to lower his speed, and then we're going to raise our own speed. This Stone Edge finally gets to hit, but it does no damage at all. Now this double into the Porygon Z is going to take it out. Huge Power Azumarill is very, very strong. So that's our best way of dealing with PZ. If we don't bring Raichu, which we probably should have, but it turned out okay anyway. Urshifu is pretty annoying here. We do have a +1 in defense, which is very good. Azumarill does not, but I think that's okay. We could go for Aqua Jet into the Rhyperior. I think we might take it out, but I don't know if we would for sure. So I think I'd rather just Aqua Jet into the Urshifu to guaranteed take out its Focus Sash. It might not even run Focus Sash, but I think that's what we're gonna go for. Iron Head will probably take out the Rhyperior, but I think I just want to start bulking up. Yeah. Aqua Jet, knock off the Sash, guaranteed. Wicked Blow, take out the Azumarill. Rhyperior Stone Edge will do a little bit of damage, but we are now 2 times defense, and it's not doing that much. We don't have Roost, which is really annoying, but we do have Fake Out at this point, which is very, very good. We have Fake Out into the Urshifu, and then we're going to just take out the Rhyperior. What goes for Protect this turn? Rhyperior has clicked the Stone Edge every single turn, hasn't used anything else. I think we're going to go for an Iron Head into the Rhyperior instead of the Urshifu, because Urshifu is more likely to protect this turn, in my opinion. Rhyperior lived that, which was pretty astonishing. But we get the Flinch, which is also pretty astonishing. I like that a lot. I think we're going to switch into my Milotic and go for an Iron Head once again into the Rhyperior. Urshifu may take out Corvo Knight. We are at 50%. He switches. He actually attacks the Milotic, which is interesting. We take out Rhyperior, which is very good. Why was I thinking it was choice locked? I've never seen anything other than weakness policy Rhyperior, which is weird. So here we're in a pretty interesting position. I think we just go for a recover now. I think we switch out into Gothitelle because we know we can live the attack. And then we attack with Brave Bird into you. Seems good. We know we can live the attack. With that being said, we don't live the attack guaranteed from Choice Band, and there was a good chance that was Choice Band because it clicked Wicked Blow 4 turns in a row. That was probably the Choice Band Pokemon. It didn't matter. Everything worked out. We still had Milotic in the back anyway. So yeah, that was a really good game. Yeah, I think this team is really strong actually. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to play this team a little bit more for Series 6. Maybe we'll make it in the game. If you want to make it in the game, feel free, and then tell me, give me the rental code. If that's what you want to do. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. It makes a huge difference. Follow me on Twitter. Join me on Discord. Support me on Patreon. Do all of those things. Also, don't forget, I have a tournament coming up this weekend. It will be in Series 5 format for the Players' Cup. But if you want to get some testing a week before Players' Cup 2, it's Saturday. It starts at noon Eastern Time. Link will be down in the description. So do that if you want. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great week or weekend. Have a great week. I'm going to be posting this on Tuesday. So, yeah. Have a great day. Goodbye.